But he dug and he dug until finally he hit her coffin and he opened it. Tonight's Friday Night Ghost Fright takes me back to my origins, and one of the things that truly did inspire me at a young age to the path that I am now on. And that is the story of the Golden Arm. Now imagine, if you will, as a 6-year-old child sitting in first grade class and our teacher, Miss Steele, during our story time, which was basically turning the lights off. We had our little carton of milk and she would play stories on the record player. Well, my favorite story, and it seemed to be a favorite amongst many of my classmates, was that of the Golden Arm. Now, this story has been told for hundreds of years in many different variations. It's hard to know really where the origin of it really came from, but it's folklore that's been told down, like I said, for hundreds of years. Mark Twain actually referenced this story many times actually in his book, and How to Tell a Story, and when he would go out on speaking engagements, that if you practice telling the story of the Golden Arm, you would truly learn how to practice telling a story. And that is what I'm going to share with you this evening. The closest variation that I can recall of the story that I heard when I was a child. Now, I am linking below the actual audio recording that we listened to back in first grade. This was late 70s, early 80s. The recording is actually from 1973. But here is my version of the Golden Arm. There was once a man who owned a farm and was married to a woman named Elvira. And Elvira had a golden arm, all the way from her shoulder down to her fingertips. And she was very, very proud of her golden arm, and would ask her husband every night that if she were to die, that please bury her with her golden arm. And the husband always agreed to go ahead and bury her with that golden arm. Night after night, as they would go to bed, she would ask him, please, if I am to die, please bury me with my golden arm. And night after night, he would say, yes, I will bury you with your golden arm. Well, the day did finally come where she passed away, and the husband did bury her with her golden arm out in the cemetery, far beyond their property. Well, the man fell into despair and paid no mind to keeping up the farm. And after a short while, he had to sell off the animals. He had to sell off the carts in which he would deliver his goods. It was even getting to the point where he was going to have to sell off the house and the property. Well, one night in bed while he was contemplating his plight, he remembered Elvira and he thought about her golden arm. Well, surely if he had that golden arm, he could pay off his debts and he could get his farm back, and having that gold would solve all the problems that he now had. But he also remembered his promise to Elvira, and he wrestled with what he was about to do. But he did make the decision to get up out of bed at midnight, put on an overcoat, and head outside into the bitter cold. He grabbed a shovel out of the barn and slowly trudged his way, a long way, through the howling wind, shivering in the cold, to where he had buried Elvira. He broke ground, and it was hard digging because of how cold the ground was from the chill of the night. But he dug and he dug until finally he hit her coffin. And he opened it and he took out her golden arm. Quickly he filled back in the hole, made it look as if the grave hadn't been disturbed, put the golden arm under his overcoat, trudged back to the house in the night. Well, now that he had the golden arm back home, he wasn't sure exactly what to do with it at first. He thought about where to put it, and he finally decided that the safest place would be with him in bed. And so he lay next to that golden arm, but it was cold, bitter cold, and he couldn't fall asleep. He closed his eyes and he tried, but he could not fall asleep. The wind was picking up outside the window, and he thought he faintly heard a voice upon the air. Where is my golden arm? What was that? Surely no, he didn't hear a voice. It was just the wind after all. It was quite blustery outside. But then he heard it again, a little louder. Where is my golden arm? Well, that time he surely did hear a voice. And it sounded much, much closer. And he heard it a third time. Again, a little louder. Where is my golden arm? Well, this time it surely sounded like it was in the house. He got up out of the bed, checked his bedroom, didn't find anything. Went into the kitchen, again, didn't find anything. Down into the basement, nothing but the still darkness and the chill cold of the basement. He went back into his bed, still shivering, still with the golden arm next to him in bed. Where is my golden arm? And there, in the dark, he saw it. Where is my golden arm? You've got it! No one knows whatever happened to the husband. And of course, no one knows whatever happened to the golden arm. But they say now that on a cold, windy night, that the howling of that wind is Elvira looking for her golden arm. Do you have it? The tale of the golden arm may be a fictional tale, but there are many truths that lie there within. And I don't mean the fact that it's a legend, so therefore somewhere within it lies a grain of truth from its origins. What I mean is, it's a tale about greed and avarice, and the truth that it is just a very fine ghost story. It has those elements that are thrilling, invigorating, intriguing, and make us want to learn just a little bit more about the truth behind the mysterious things of this world. It inspired Mark Twain, it certainly inspired me, and it is now through Haunted Road Media that we are seeking the truth behind all things haunted. Thank you for watching Friday Night Ghost Frights. Please let us know what you think of our show in the comments below. And if you have not yet, please subscribe. I'm Mike RIcksecker. Until next Friday night.